Uh, this is Margaret Ann Windsor. I hope this goes up. Um, I want to show this because this is associated with the affordable corporate suites I just showed you. The state trooper took me there, and in '09, and this is the response because you're dealing with mind control, which is invisible. And here's the patterns in part that just one of them here. The Virginia Tech Blacksburg is next door to me. The 33 shootings there, and there's been numerous other murders that were done by mind control, and the agency that these people had rather me die than try to help me. Okay, I went there on the 14th of August '09 by the state trooper Carl Barton. The response to that was I've had to live in the Jefferson National Forest and be run and locked up from that. Now then, I don't know. I hope you can see this. I don't sure this does me any good right now. I can't even walk. I don't know what I'll do. Um, this is Heidi Childs. She was a student at Virginia Tech. Her boyfriend or her friend, David Metzer, he's a doctor's son, was also a student there. Now then, they went out into the Jefferson National Forest, and they were at a campsite, and they were gunned down with a rifle. Uh, anyway, her father was Tom Childs, a state trooper, and I believe he headed it up. And there's numerous murders that were done in patterns and mind control, and nobody's going to tell you about it. Also, there was other patterns in here, but Laura Childs, and this is takeoff on Childs, Childers, or this one is Childs, Childs. Now, then Laura was a sister to my husband, or ex-husband, John Childers. I later found out he was CIA. But I'm just giving you a recap of a few things that fit into the pattern and the timeline. Now, this happened 2 weeks as a response to me being taken there by the other state trooper, Barton. So I'm going to put this away so people are afraid of it. And they just don't really care about me. That's it. Now then, I wanted to show you one with Ron Sizer here. I was taken here they have me at the homeless assistance. They tie the homeless assistants up, the federal agency, with their grants and this kind of thing, which is, they don't have to do it, or they get things on the family members. But these people don't have to abide by this. It's not legal. They should be paying for the crimes against me. I was taken to Ron Sizer's the middle of November, cold. It was a cottage behind his house, which was huge, huge land, like you're out in the woods, really, a nice place. He made my life a living hell, and there's no need to go into it. There was gas and fumes that I would actually pass out and have to sit in the cold. I didn't have electricity. He messed that up. I paid him a deposit. I've forgotten what it is here. Received off me $700 on 11/15. It was prorated, and it was a total of $700. Deposit was $400. All right, now then, I could go into what all he did to me there. I was so sick I thought I would die. But then to make matters worse, he rented it to me unfurnished. I didn't know part of why I was getting so sick. Part of it I did. I knew what he was doing. Nobody's going to touch it. The cops are telling them to do it. I looked one day, there was stairs that you can pull down, steps. I pulled them down and I got up there, and lo and behold, right up over me, it's not that big a place, it's just a little cottage. His mother had died. He had put all her furniture and clothing and everything up there, and it was mildewed and molded. It was horrible. You wouldn't know it looked that way and smelled that way. That's just a part of it. He put in a gas himself, and he wasn't qualified to do it. Nobody touched him. It was pouring out on me. Just before, he actually gave me, I paid my rent. I was only there from November till April the 3rd. I paid my rent on time. I left it clean. I'm one person. They have made this whole mess up. And just, it's horrible. If you did a background check on me, you'd think I'm the most horrible person there is. And it's total lies. I can't even use my name. Anyway, he came up, and I'm going to show where I paid my rent. He came up and tacked up notice that I had to leave. He was evicting me. Of course, when you got the cops sitting outside, knowing the background on what's been done to me, you leave. You don't wait for them to handcuff you and haul you off. I applied and abided, and I left. When I'm the injured party, he wrote up lies about me, and I found out lately that they told me that, well, this is law enforcement, told me that, well, actually he didn't have an eviction notice. It just looked like one. Well, the cops were there with him. So he has charged me, kept my deposit. He's charged me like $900, which are total lies, total, absolute lies. I'm just going to show you, by the way, I found out before I left that he had his barn, and when they would go out in the 3 o'clock in the morning and at night and feed the animals in the barn, that all this, and they left heaters on. This was on my electricity, and I didn't know it until I left. He even lied about that, said he called. He didn't know it, and he called. I didn't make any allowances, but here is just my receipts for being there. This is where he kept my deposit and made up. Well, it was a notice. And this is the lies. I know you can't see it. I'm trying to upload it. It can't be seen, all of it, but now he said I owed him this, and he actually kept my deposit and turned it into the credit bureau. How's that? That's Mr. Sizer. Beautiful home, good, wealthy, all that. Now then, I wanted to focus on the other was Richfield. Very nice here, campus-like retirement. I went in on their Section 8, though. They had a unit there. I went in March of '08, and I was so glad to get it. Same thing happened there. I mean, I was in a living hell, and it hurt to have to leave. So I left after a few months. So this puts me into, I'm paying my rent, but I'm breaking a lease, and you'll never see why I broke the lease. As it stands, it's been done. My health and all of it is ruined. It's horrific, the people that know about it. If you could disregard the mind control stuff that I've written about, is one of the FBI agents said it's not until they find out how it affects them that they care. He said, you're boring them, and he fakes yawning when you tell them about it. So the next one that's HUD, and this is federally funded, low rent, elderly, was over in Bedford. It's owned by Reverend Moore and Associates out of Washington, North Carolina. Now he owns about 23 or a bunch of them, and they're kind of nice. But in Bedford, I rented that one in July the 1st of 11. And when I moved in July the 1st, the air conditioning went out. And I won't get into, they even hired a Navy SEAL retired there. I mean, I was gassed, fumigated. Now, I'm the monarch, and I could look out my back window there in Bedford, up at the Bedford Memorial that Tom Hanks likes so much. It celebrates the Americans. They've got the British flag up there by the American flag. They've got me, the monarch, being gassed and everything in the book done to me. So I left there after 7 months. I was so sick. How many people knew about it? They all did. I'm going to have to hurry. This won't go up. Now, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to stop. I came over, and I applied, had managed to save by starving and not sleeping on the floor and all this, going through the chemicals. I had managed to save a few bucks. Well, it didn't take long when I came back over here, hoping that you hope things will get better. You're dying. It's destroying me. So I come back over here and I reapply at Reverend Moore's place. He's got a brand new one in Blacksburg. Well, it's Christiansburg. It's the same thing as the, well, I'm showing myself the wrong way, but I'm not going to do this over. I can't here. Anyway, I'm going to show you where it's at. It's called, it was a brand new one. There's only 4 people had rented, so the whole place was open. It's Melinda's Melody. It's Melinda S. Moore Housing, 100 Status Lane, Christiansburg. Okay, now then, you've got the law enforcement saying that, telling her name's Scott, and she told me, here's her name. So, I was rejected by them. They said that they had to do a whole background check where I'd work. Now, this is for low-rent housing, and about the only thing that you cannot be accepted is if you've been evicted for non-payment of rent or you have a felony charge. So suddenly they're going to do a background check on everywhere I've been and lived. I'm the injured party. I had just left his place in Bedford after being gassed and tortured for 7 solid months. So she told me it wouldn't do any good to pursue it, and it didn't. So I suppose that's all I was going to put down. There's in-betweens, and I was gassed, and the same thing happened. It's unreal with everybody knowing it, and quite frankly, they don't give a damn. I'm British. To hell with me, but yet they like Elizabeth.